Hello, my name is Anson Asaka. I'm the founder of New Possibilities. Today I want to talk about a tragedy that happened near Detroit. A young woman named Renisha McBride got into a car accident about a week ago on a Saturday, early in the morning, very late at night. She went to a neighbor's house seeking assistance. Instead of getting assistance, she got a bullet to the back of her head. Instead of getting help, she ended up dead. She was killed by a 45-year-old white man. And at this point, no charges have been brought, and the police are investigating the situation. And from what I understand, the prosecutors are investigating and deciding whether or not to bring charges. It is my understanding that the police actually recommended that charges be filed, and the prosecutor has yet to make a decision. This case deserves our attention. We need to rally around this case to make sure that it is thoroughly and properly investigated. We need to make sure that that young woman gets justice. This young woman was unarmed. She wasn't harming anyone, and she did not deserve to die. And it is a shame that this is not, unfortunately, it's not an isolated incident in America. You had the case of Jonathan Farrell, I think it was in North Carolina. He went to seek assistance after a car accident, and he ended up being killed by a white police officer. African Americans have been stereotyped, racially profiled. We have been viewed as criminals for the longest time. And that perception of black people as dangerous, as criminal, often ends up with African Americans being killed. And these are essentially modern day lynchings. You had the example of Trayvon Martin. And those of you who are familiar with my station know that I have many videos talking about the Trayvon Martin case. That brother was hunted down and killed like an animal just because he was black. And the case was eventually brought to trial after much public pressure, and a virtually all-white jury decided that it was okay for George Zimmerman to kill that young brother. It was okay for him to lynch that brother. We have to make sure that they don't get away with murder in Renisha McBride's case. We have to stay on point early and lobby and organize a movement to ensure that her family gets justice. If we don't stand up, who will? We have a duty to stand up as black men. That's our daughter that was killed. She represents our daughters. She represents our future. And for her life to be snuffed out like that is an injustice. And we have to stand up. Otherwise, we can't call ourselves men. Otherwise, we might as well call ourselves cowards. Will you stand up? Or will you just sit back and allow another black person to be killed at the hands of a racist white person? Will you just sit back and allow another young black person to be killed? And again, this is not an isolated incident. You have the case of Jordan Davis that's going on in the court system in Florida. That brother was playing music in his car, and a white man went to the car and opened fire, claiming that he felt threatened, claiming that he thought somebody was reaching for a gun. It turns out no one had a gun. But we are depicted as violent people. So people feel justified to kill us at any time. So I'm just asking you to stand up and rally for justice for Renisha McBride. 200 people gathered the other day in Detroit to voice their uh, demands for justice. And I commend those 200. But we need more than 200 to stand up. We need to make sure, again, that this case is thoroughly investigated. It's time to stand up and speak out.